Oisin Murphy's delight was obvious when he fulfilled a lifetime ambition by being handed the Champion Flat Jockey Trophy on Kipco British Champions Day. At 24, Murphy became the youngest champion since Ryan Moore won his first title, and he did not just win it, he won it by a country mile. He chalked up 168 winners, with Danny Tudhope, his nearest pursuer, on 133. As 2019 draws to a close, Tim Carroll caught up with the young Irishman at Sha Tin to look back on an incredible year.
Oisin, 2019's been a fabulous year. How's it feel for you to have the title Champion Jockey next to your name?
I never think about it, to be honest, Tim, but yeah, I suppose it means a lot to my family and everyone who supported me, because I had so much, so many rides, but for so many different people, and I think I felt like there was a lot of people cheering me on and wishing me their best through the years, so to achieve it was great. The competition was good. I must say I had a lot of sleepless nights because I wanted it so badly, but thankfully it all paid off.
Your rise to the top has been rapid. What do you put that down to?
I've been really lucky that I was apprenticed with Andrew Boulding, and Qatar Racing picked me up in my first year, and I haven't changed jobs since. So I've had a very kind of strong base, and with the help of my agent and everyone else, I've been able to develop contacts with lots of different big owners and big trainers, and I like to think, most people are happy to use me, and I try every day as hard as I can. So if I can keep in that position going forward, I'd be really pleased.
You're the only jockey I'm aware of that has their own website. You're very good with the media. The media love you. How important do you think it is to interact with the media for your career?
Yeah, very important, and I have a great team that helped me manage the website, and I basically do my own Instagram and Facebook and Twitter most of the time. At the same time, I can't let it affect my riding. The most important thing is when I'm at the races, I can give every horse 100%. I like to promote the sport in any little way I can, particularly with young people. I don't mind going to primary schools and racing schools and, trying to give kids that little bit of a leg up they need. And if I can do that in my spare time, then why not?
How do you feel we could better market the sport?
So many footballers are interested in racing, and if you just take them as one thing, Alvaro de Royas plays for Real Madrid in Spain. He bought yearlings this year. He came to Newmarket, and for the last turf day, he was at the Arc. Michael Ballack was at the Arc meeting. He was the captain of Germany. Marcus Alonso goes to Kempton on Wednesday evenings if he's not playing a football match because he's finished training that day. If we can pick up on those guys, then certainly they have a much broader audience, and we don't even need to push the sport then, because automatically, people that have never come across horses will see it and may look at another few things, and then they might come racing. That's the way I'd like to do it. Just, we need to be more creative. Putting up a horse on a billboard, well, people don't even look at billboards now because everyone's always looking at their phone.
At Tokyo in November, Murphy added another victory to his CV when he claimed the Japan Cup on board Suave Richard.
Suave Richard finds the front with Oisin Murphy. Suave Richard, Karen Bouquet d'Or, and rattling home late is Wagnerian. It's Suave Richard's Cup. Suave Richard takes the cup from Karen Bouquet d'Or, Wagnerian, Ginambo when it was all over.
Suave Richard had been working really well, and when I was confirmed for the ride, I had 2 sits on him, and he felt unbelievable. His times on the wood chip, so you go 4 furlongs at Rito Training Centre. He was working quicker than sprinters, and I wasn't trying to go fast, so I knew he was in super form. I got huge satisfaction out of the plan I made kind of coming off, and also, I just like to feel it was a little bit of a milestone in my link up with the Japanese, and I very much hope that going forward the Japanese trainers and owners will continue to use me. Japan is the place I want to be. Hopefully I can qualify for years to come, and I just feel going forward they've got very good horses from a mile to a mile and a half, and I can't see any reason why that's going to change. They buy the best mares from Europe and America every year. They invest heavily in stallions. You know, I went to Sha Tin Stallion Station the other day. They've got Kizuna as their kind of next big hope, but also they've invested in a dirt horse like Mind Your Biscuits, a Breeders' Cup sprint winner, so dirt sprint winner. So you know, that's the way forward.
What's the difference you find between riding in Japan and, say, riding back home in Europe?
Yeah, they tend to get maximum fields all the time in Japan, so you know, you get 18 runner races and it's really competitive. Often fast ground. They go fast, but they don't stop because, you know, they can break track records and world records. The quality of maidens and newcomers races this time of year is really strong. So last year when I was in Japan, I rode Carroll Bucador to break her maiden. I think I won 4 maiden or newcomer races that ended up being group winners. You know, there isn't anywhere else in the world possibly this time of year you ride that quality of horse every weekend.
It's Dashing Willoughby who has the advantage, but on the far side, Barbados, the blue and orange coming back to him, but Dashing Willoughby won the Queen's Vase.
Of all the winners you rode in 2019, which one means the most to you?
Kamako, he's by Kitten's Joy, and unfortunately we lost Roaring Lion, but you know, for Sheikh Fad and the whole Qatar racing team, and also for my boss Andrew Balding, who's our first domestic Group 1 winner, and I just feel the horse has a huge future. I hope he stays sound and grows a little bit over the winter. At the moment he's like the perfect physical, but everything's in proportion but not very big, so I hope he grows a lot, but we can only wait and see. He's big enough to be a champion, but I like big horses.
What about Deirdre? Of course, she won the Nassau on her, and I think she's only the second Japanese horse to win a Group 1 in England. That looked like it was special.
Yeah, massive day. I remember galloping around the Albahachi, and I said to my agent, if there was a Group 1 on the all-weather, you know, she'd be a certainty. She just felt unbelievable, and it was great. She was first time riding. I didn't really know what to expect in a race. She doesn't have great gate speed because she's so big, and I was further back than I wanted to be. But they went hard at Goodwood, and she was able to pick up the pieces. The one race that got away was the Kipco Irish Champion Stakes. I felt she possibly should have won that day, and you know, the more you think about the race, you always have to analyse when you think you made a mistake. But the only other way I could have ridden her from when the stalls open was sit last and go 5 wide, and possibly if I rode her like that, I couldn't have won anyway. But take nothing away, I was really sorry for Connections, and I didn't hide my, you know, how I felt that we left one behind us.
You've achieved so much this year, but there's still plenty more in front of you. You're only young. What's on your Christmas list? What would you like to win next year?
I've never won a classic, and you know, I've ridden in 4 derbies, 1 arc. I'm under no illusion I may never win a classic, but that would be a huge thing for me. I wouldn't be fussy if it was a Guineas, Irish or English. Just I'd like to win something.
And finally, a New Year's resolution for 2020 from Oisin Murphy.
Oh, don't leave any Group 1s behind me. They're hard enough to win, you know. I try and make as little mistakes as you can, and I hope to improve all the time.